guys, or welcome to another layout. Now this one is different, okay? This one is something a little bit different for me. I am literally going to town with the mixed media. This one was, do you remember, if you're, well, I guess it's worldwide, but we had a super moon a couple of weeks ago, and it was like the moon was, for a short amount of time, the moon was really, really close to Earth, and it looked gigantic. So I decided, Jen actually missed seeing it because she was at training. So on the way home, I pulled over on the side of the road in the dark, looked like an absolute crazy person, but I got her out and we took photos. You know those photos where you can hold your fingers just right and you can hold the, you know, the fill in the blank, the moon, the sun, the whatever. Well, that's what we ended up doing. So, can you guess what I'm about to try and attempt? Once I broke that brush and then moved on. So, I'm using acrylic paint for this because basically what I'm just going to walk you through. I'm not the best at painting, but I thought I would try and walk you through a little bit of the process of how to paint a moon using acrylic paint, and you be the judge of it at the end, whether you think that I pulled it off or if I didn't. Now, I started off with a white cardstock and I painted it with matte acrylic paint. I did that for a reason. Okay, I could have started with a black piece of cardstock, but what makes your highs and lows, your hills and valleys, your lights and darks work with acrylic paint is when you have a little bit of the black still being a little bit wet and it comes through, and it's a little hard to explain, but as it comes to life, hopefully you guys can see it coming to life. I don't dry between all the layers. I'm only doing a little bit of drying on this one because with acrylic paint versus watercolor, if this was watercolor, for instance, or you know, distress oxides or oxide sprays or anything that's water soluble or water activated, what will happen is as you're painting, as you're adding water with your next color, you're actually mixing with the color underneath. Whereas with acrylics, once they dry, they're permanent. So they go down and that's it. So this is where you basically end up with, to create this moon, all you need is two colors, black and white. That's all you need to create a moon. You could do it with rainbows and all that sort of thing if you want to get all abstract, but I was trying to sort of go for a borderline realistic sort of looking moon. So I went around with my compass to start off with to get my moon. It is purposely not centered because I think if you do your moon right in the middle, I was considering doing it even off the edge, but then I thought it might look a little bit weird. So I did it like this because the super moon is gigantic, and that's the idea. Now, this is where I am actually using a combination of paints. So I'm using the SONJAS Carbon Black matte acrylic paint, and I'm also using the MARTE Dimensions paint. Is it called Dimension? Let me see. If I look on the right part, I'm looking on the wrong video. Hang on a minute. SONJAS Carbon Black paint. MARTE Dimension acrylic paint, heavy bodied gloss. So I've got like the full set of them, and I pulled out the white that I'm using is Zinc white. Now, if you have watched any videos from last week, you know that I bought some white acrylic paint from Lincraft, and it's not opaque enough for me. So what I'm actually doing here, instead of using water to loosen up the heavy bodied thick paint, instead of doing that, I'm using that white acrylic paint just to loosen up the heavy bodied stuff. The Dimensions paint, it is fantastic for creating texture because it's heavy bodied. You can get all, it doesn't have to be MARTE, but I personally, it's cheap enough for me to be able to justify. I like to buy a range of it, and I think I picked it all up on sale, to be honest. I think there was a sale going on, and that's when I went, blow it, I'm just going to buy the whole set. And basically all I'm doing is I'm going around. You can see on my little palette there, which is just a piece of laminated white paper, by the way. Very expensive piece of kit, that. So basically I'm just going around, and you've got to go across a few times with different I'm lost for words here. Different depths of grey, because when you look at the moon on whatever night, it's quite often it looks yellow, but if you look at pictures of the moon, they are usually using it's more greys and whites and blacks. That's to sort of create the different depths and whatnot. So all I'm doing is stippling, which is basically bouncing my brush up and down. And yes, this moon did take me a little bit of time. It actually took me in total to do this layout 1 hour 44. So it did take a little bit, but I wanted to do it purely because Jen is obsessed with the solar system and all that sort of bizzo, and it felt like it warranted the extra effort to be put into this particular layout. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's why I painted it. It's not. Is this for everybody? Absolutely not. Not everyone's going to do this, but it might give you the jumping off point where you might say, you know what, I might give it a try. Remember, it's all in the layers. And again, I'm going to reiterate, take 2 more steps. It's only paper, it's only paint. If you think it's looking really ugly, keep going. You can see by watching how I'm going through here, it's slowly building the layers. And if you sort of sit back from it, you can actually see that it looks like there's deeper, darker holes and there's more lighter areas. Now, you have to stick around to see what I do right at the end, because it is the clincher, and to say that I'm proud of it is off the charts. I am blown away. If you go over to Facebook, you can actually see the photos. I don't really know how to add the photo to the end of the video. I don't know how to do that. So if anyone knows how to do that, let me know. But I actually managed to get my moon to glow in the dark. If you want to know how I do that, stick around to the end. So this particular layout is my very first layout, and I am stoked. Absolutely, it's a ripper. I love it. So at this point, I'm painting a moon. Yes, it's nothing exciting. Pretty much on this layout, other than my moon and the effort I'm putting into the moon, I'm going back around here to make sure that my white, the key with making a moon look semi-realistic, sort of realistic, is keeping your outside edge of the moon as bright white as you can. So try and keep all your greys further in the center, if that makes sense. So, but blend it out. And it does look, I could have worked on this moon for hours. I was just in the zone and I was having fun. There was, at this point, I actually registered in my brain, Karen, this is a video. People don't want to watch you paint a moon to perfection. Like, that's ridiculous. So I had to hurry myself up, and I registered to myself, you know what, you're doing a video, so stop. So here with this bit, what I'm actually doing is I've got just on the very, very edge of the brush, I've got grey filling the brush, but I've got the very edge of my brush has got a little bit of black on it, just to give that extra bit of depth and difference. So basically, other than brushing the black on, then brushing the white on, from that point onwards, I'm pretty much stippling, which is just pouncing your brush up and down. This brush that I'm using is it's actually one from Kmart, and it's got a softer bristle. I probably should have switched it out, but I used a number 8 round brush. I used a couple of flat brushes. Don't think they actually have numbers on them. Hang on, I'll tell you. These are MARTE ones. Number 16. Okay, so I used a 16, and I used a flat. Number 7. There you go. So I used a number 7 flat. I used a 16 flat, and I used a number 8 round brush on this particular moon, in case you're curious and you want to know exactly which one I used. Now, you can see the letters that I've cut off to the side there. I have created I've went and bought some large containers, and what I've done is I've sat down and I've actually cut out, using my die cut machine and using my alpha dies, and I've created basically a thicker sheet, you know, like all your letters, all your alphas. And I've actually got them in this box ready to go at any point. I can leave them white like I have here, or I can color them. And I'm hoping that gets me to use a broader range of letters, not just use my Cricut all the time, because let's be honest, dies are not cheap. And when you shell out for a die, you need to be getting your money's worth out of it. And I just haven't been, because I've been worried about, I don't know, it's not even worried about, it's just I don't pull it out, because if I'm just about ready, I'm nearly finished a layout, I don't want to pull my die cut machine out. There's the secret. There it is. Did you see it? It is actually called, it's made by AMERICANA. It's DECO Art Glow in the Dark paint. You can put this paint on fabric. You can put it on so many different things, and you can mix it in with your paint, and it makes it glow in the dark. Yes, it literally does. I have got photos that will be over on Facebook, in the Facebook group, and the link will be below if you want to go and check them out, because I literally went and put, because it was during the day when I finished this, and I went and put it in my closet, and I took photos, and I kid you not, it literally glows. It's so cool. So it's a clearish, it's kind of got a little bit of a greenish hue to it, but I just used one of my watercolor brushes and painted it on, because it is acrylic, but it absorbs the light. That's what it does. And it's what you can mix it with texture paste. You can mix it with your transparent matte paste. I mixed it with that, and it works. So if you're looking for a glow in the dark option, maybe for your Halloween bibs and bobs this year, maybe you are a Halloween, you know, you might be, you guys might be over in America, you might want it. Have a look for this product. I bought mine, for all my Aussie peeps, I bought mine from Crafts Online, and it cost me $8 something, $8.30 or $8.40, something like that. It was in the $8 range. So, and I was just dipping straight in the bottle, and I wasn't pouring it out and lifting it off. I thought that would just waste it. So that's what I did. So then I came in with some platinum liquid pearls. Sorry, it wasn't platinum, it was silver pearl, just to add some shimmer to it when it's not dark. So this is my layout, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. It is something different. It's not something I do very often, but there you go. That is my layout. This is the close-up. If you got value from this video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share my video with your friends. You know, they may not know that you can buy glow-in-the-dark paint like that. So, and how to use it even. So, leave me a comment below, and like I said, if you want to see the glow-in-the-dark photos, they'll be over on Instagram and they will be on Facebook. So have a look there, and yeah, let me know what you think below. Is this something that you would attempt now, seeing that it wasn't as hard as, you know, you first thought maybe? Let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. I will chat to you soon. Bye for now.